Okay guys, what's going on? I hope you're having a good day, because right now I'm not sure whether I'm having a good day or not. It was a pretty good day. It's a little chilly, but wasn't raining, so I decided I'd come out and take the top of my bike, the head off, and trying to see if maybe there was something wrong with my head gasket, or if something else like my rings. And whenever I took my head off, there's a bunch of little gouges. Now I'm not 100% sure what caused them, but it kind of makes me think that something was bouncing around in my motor for a while, and I'm not entirely sure what it was. But there is my piston. It's very clean. I cleaned a little bit of carbon off of it, but for the most part it was in very good shape. But down here is this. I found this. It is the top of this for this side. Now, this is connected in a gear underneath here, and I'm pretty sure that if this one spins, that one spins with this one. And I think that all this is like a guide pin, but it wasn't what was bouncing around, because this pin right there rests in there, but it's on this side. So I'm not entirely sure what it was bouncing around. Oh yeah, it's real good for the environment. Just go ahead and finish that off. Alright, did not know that was in there. But anyway, the piston has a little tiny bit of set, but sideways, like rings, feel very good. I don't know. I assume that I will sometime need to get that part. I mean, I know I need to get it. I don't know if it would cause my no start condition. I don't think it would. But my head gasket is right here. That was like the main thing I was checking. It's a little warped, but I mean, it's cleaned. It's not messed up or cracked or busted anywhere. So I don't think that was the problem. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this cleaned off carefully so I don't break it. And I was kind of bummed to see that broke pin just kind of fall. I don't know what happened, like what caused that to break. Unless whatever went through here into there into my cylinder may have, I don't know. I can't really explain it, but I don't think it would not cause my bike to start. But I will buy the part. These are just here because I was cleaning the piston off and didn't want no debris or anything to get down into my motor. Okay, I got this cleaned off and put on there. It is warped, but whenever you torque this down, pretty sure that would stop and actually flatten it down. But I'm going to go ahead and try to get this cleaned up a little bit, and well, see what that looks like. Okay guys, I was going to really clean it, but I just decided to kind of scrub it down just a little bit, get the loose stuff off of it. I have it back on. It's not snug down. I haven't torqued these down yet, but I think part of my problem might have been like these back bolts or nuts were very tight, and then like this one wasn't very tight, this one wasn't very tight, and I think this one was kind of loose too, but this one and this one were somewhat loose, so maybe I was having some blow by. You can see up here that there is quite a bit. Let me move this mount a little bit. There is quite a bit of nasty up there, so maybe I was getting a little bit of blow by, but I'm going to tighten the crap out of these. I'm not going to tighten them all down at once. I'm going to go there, kind of like a star pattern, like you would a rim, so that I don't crack nothing or put the head gasket in a bind. And I will get back after I've done that. Alright, those are very, very tight. I guess now hook this mount up right there, and then get that mount bolt tightened up, and then get this mount bolted up, and then you pretty much put this on, put the radiator nut or bolt into the frame, get it all buttoned up, and then it will be back together. I didn't put that piece back in there. I'm gonna look up how much the gear pin is. I don't really plan on riding this thing until it really warms up, because I'm pretty sure that the weather is why it didn't want to run to begin with. So I think I'm just gonna once I get this back together, this was just kind of a checkup on it, but everything looked very good condition. I wouldn't say like pristine, but it did look very close to brand new. But I'm just glad that the piston looked perfect. The cylinder wall looked perfect. I don't know if... I know that the bike had top end rebuild. I don't know if they sleeved it or if this is a new jug. I don't really know. The 1409. I don't really know how to match it up, but I'm not too awful worried about it. I guess I could find out what size bore or what size piston this thing takes. I don't think it would be bored over, but I can always check. I do need to check before I would buy another piston for it. But as of now, piston looks great. Everything else, the cylinder wall, it looks great. It's smooth. It's not got any scarring in it at all. So I'm really happy with that. I never had this head off of this bike, so this was kind of a first. Much simpler than a 4-stroke. Literally just take out these bolts and loosen this up because it was hitting right in here, but and then take some mount bolts out and it comes right off. Nothing to it. But it's a little complicated in ways of sometimes when you get gaskets for the bottom, whenever you buy a rebuild kit, it comes with a few different size gaskets, and you have to measure the gap between the piston and the head, because if you use too thin of one, it drops this down too far and the piston will hit the head. If it's too high, it won't get real good compression. So that's the only real technical part about it, but it's just a simple motor. The 2 strokes were supposed to be simple. That's what they were designed for, and they are. But I guess I'm gonna end this video here. Everything else is just putting stuff back on, which you've seen that before. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and I will see you in the next one.